What's up, guys? We're going to talk a little bit about bench press technique today, since we'll be working with that in classes for a little while. Couple things. Biggest thing that people mess up on their bench press is how they actually set up on the bench. So when you're doing push-ups or shoulder presses, you don't have to worry about this big cushion on your back restricting your shoulder blades from moving in a certain way. So how you set up your shoulder blades on the bench makes a big difference for how much weight you can actually bench press. So when you set up on the bench and focus on your shoulder blade position, what you want to think about is thinking that your shoulders are pulled back and down, like you're trying to slide them into your back pockets. So what we're trying to avoid is this position and splayed out. Okay, so this is where a lot of people like to do push-ups. Okay, but if you see that my shoulders are shrugged up like this is a horrible position to be on the bench. So we want to have our shoulders down and back. All right, so I'm going to demonstrate how I set up for that. What you're going to see is two parts. You're going to see me set up on the bench with my shoulder blades pulled back, and then you're going to see me drive my body back towards the bar. So my shoulder blades are going to stay pinned, and I'm going to slide my hips back to make sure my shoulder blades get locked back in that good position before I unrack the bar. So I'll go ahead and demo that. So if you watch that, I set my shoulder blades back, and then I drove back with my legs to keep myself in that position the best way that I could. If you notice, there's a little arch underneath my back. That's good as long as I have a point of contact with my shoulder blades and my head and my butt on the bench. My legs are actively doing kind of like a leg extension, pushing against the ground. That pushes me back so I don't lose my arch. So if you watch, if I stop pushing with my legs, I'll lose my arch, my chest will cave, and I lose that strong platform to press off of. So I'll go ahead and demo that error really quick. So what you're going to see is a mistake. I'm not going to drive through my legs. The bar is going to get down on my chest, and my chest is going to drop, and I'm going to lose strength. So that's a exaggeration. Obviously it's an empty bar, so you can still press it off of you, but the second that you stop pressing back through your legs, you lose that arch, and no longer can you generate good force on the bench. So if I'm not driving through my legs, I lose power on the bench. Lots of other errors that can happen, but the biggest things once we're set up correctly is to make sure that we're breaking our elbows in on the way down. So it's like I'm pulling towards me with a row and then breaking my elbows out on the way up like I'm throwing a punch. So break the elbows in on the way down, break their elbows out on the way up. Common mistake is people will flare their elbows out like some people will do on a push-up. It's also a really unstable position on the bench. And as far as using the bench press for CrossFit, we want to take a narrower grip, something that's more akin to what we would use to press overhead, as that will transfer into our other pressing movements later in the year as we continue to develop them. So yeah, hope that's a helpful tutorial. I'll see you guys in class.